You've been using assists all wrong in iRacing. I've become 10 times more precise, and my braking traces went from this to this, all by doing what I'm about to share with you in this video. It's so easy to break this bad habit, but I see so many drivers falling into this trap and then asking, why am I stuck at 1500 iRating? My name is Fahad Said, and I'm about to give you a few months worth of information to help you stop relying on assists, but more importantly, decrease your lap time. Okay, let's start off with ABS. The goal of ABS is to stop the tires from locking up if you apply too much brake pressure. But when we go into ABS, our tire temperatures get way higher, and that leads to a much worse braking capability. And ABS pretty much restricts how much you can actually brake, and it's stopping you from reaching the true potential of your braking. Here is an example. Let's say, let me delete that. Okay, let's say you brake into a corner at 70% brake pressure, pretty normal. And to lock up the car, you need 75% brake pressure. But ABS activates at 65% brake pressure. So at 70% pressure, you're in you're in ABS. So ABS is restricting how much you're braking, and you're 9% under what it would need to lock up the car. So you're basically under the limit here. And an alien would probably brake at 74 or 73 here with ABS off. So they wouldn't activate ABS, but they would also be on the limit without locking up the car. Okay, let's move on to traction control. So traction control stops wheel spin on acceleration, but the thing is that it leads to much lower exit speeds. And kind of like ABS, it restricts how much you can apply the throttle, and because of that, you're not reaching your true potential. I don't know if you can hear that, but my neighbor is mowing his lawn, and it's 9 a.m. on a Thursday morning, so I guess y'all are gonna have to deal with it. Anyways, here's an example. Let's say you apply 55% throttle on a corner. You need 60% throttle to spin out, and traction control activates at 50% throttle, so it's limiting how much throttle that the wheels are actually receiving. So you're under the limit, and there's no more power sent to the wheels. And what an alien or a really good driver would do is that they would apply 58% throttle. And again, just like ABS, they would be on the limit without activating TC and without spinning out. Okay, you've been listening to me talk about how to not use assists, but why should we not use assists? First of all, we become more precise. We can literally go from our brake traces looking like this to looking like this just by not using assists. And also, really good in formula cars that don't have assists, and other cars like Porsche Cup or whatever. Any car that doesn't have assists, it's really helpful. The next reason is that you're just slower on track if you have assists on. Like, look at these examples that I gave you here. You are losing time because of this, and you're just slower on track. Okay, here's how to stop using assists. So start off with traction control and load up the centripetal circuit in a GT3 car, or whatever car you want to stop using assists with. Turn TC down to 0 or 1 if your inputs are really bad, but I would recommend 0. And now what you're gonna do is make up fake corners with quotation marks around them. So fake corners are basically when you just go around the track and you randomly brake, and imagine there's a right-hander, left-hander, hairpin, chicane, whatever. And on corner exit on these fake corners, apply the throttle without spinning out. And you're gonna spin out at first, but after a bunch of tries, you're gonna get it right. And once you can consistently get it right, repeat this, but turn TC up to 1. But wait, doesn't it make us slow? Yes, it does, but I'll explain this later, why we're turning up to 1. Okay, let's move on to ABS. Same thing as TC, so load up the centripetal circuit in whatever car you don't want to use assists with, and turn ABS all the way off. Even if your braking sucks, leave it at 0. And also keep TC off because we want to start off with TC and then move to ABS. And we're gonna make up the same fake corners, so brake randomly on track and imagine that there's a corner and take it like a normal corner. And our objective here is to just brake into the corners as efficiently as possible without locking up. And this is way harder than turning off TC. Just brake into the corners really hard and try not locking up. You're gonna lock up at first, but eventually you'll get it right. Now, repeat this, but turn ABS up to 1. Again, I know I told you that assists make you slower, but I'm gonna explain why we're turning them up. Next, go onto the real track, but turn all assists off. And to be honest, the best way to explain what to do next is to just lap. Literally, that's it. Just freaking lap. You're gonna get the hang of the car and become very familiar with it. There's no secret sauce or secret formula to do this. Just lap and get familiar with the car and the track. And if you just can't lap, go back to centripetal circuit and keep doing the fake corners thing. You're gonna get the hang of it eventually. And once you can do a few laps in a row on somewhat decent race pace, start pushing. And here's the challenge. Do 2 laps in a row within 5/10ths of your personal best at that track. And if you're really good, do 4/10ths or 3/10ths or 2/10ths or do 3 laps or 4 laps. We basically just want to get consistent and fast here. Okay, now remember how I was telling you that assists make you slow, but I was also telling you that you should keep them on, and here is why. You always see pro drivers using assists. Look at IMSA, look at IGTWC, even look at iRacing, all the pro drivers use assists. But why? They are more than precise enough to do a lap without assists. They don't need assists. But we're all human and we make mistakes. If you brake 1% too much in a corner, you lock up and spin out. And that risk is not worth it. So, turning on assists is good for stopping mistakes. And it's also good for long stints where mistakes can creep in. Also good for unexpected conditions like rain or a damp track or whatever. Remember, we're all human. Even like the best drivers like Lewis Hamilton or Michael Schumacher, they can make mistakes and brake 1% extra and lock up. Okay, so we're gonna keep assists on. Turn ABS up to 1 and TC up to 1. Maybe 2, 3 at max, but try to keep it at 1. And here's this cringe little meme I made here. So this guy, he has assists on, but he's at like 100 iRating. And his braking trace probably looks like this. So no brake, complete brakes, and he just drops it. He has assists on and he completely relies on them. This next guy has assists off, and his braking trace looks pretty good actually. But he can't do it consistently, and the next lap he does 1% extra pressure and he locks up, spins out, and dies. And this last guy, he has the exact same braking trace as this guy, maybe a bit better, but I'll just copy it. And he does the braking trace pretty good, right? He doesn't activate the assists. And then the next lap, he does the 1% extra brake pressure trace and he messes up. But he has the assists there to save him. And because of that, he doesn't lock up, spin out, and die. He gets to live. The point of assists is to save you from when you make a mistake and to let you drive another lap. And to be honest, it's better to lose half a second a lap because of assists, and that is extremely exaggerated. It's probably much less than to lose 20 seconds because of a big mistake and then locking up. Okay, so to recap, ABS gives the tires less braking force, TC gives the tires less power, and we want to have both as low as possible while also preventing accidents from happening. Subscribe if you want, and bye.